Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. I'm here today to talk to you just for a moment. Thoughts to stimulate the mind and the conscious, considering everything that is going on in the world surrounding us, including things that are pending, which we may have not, thought about one way or the other. Now, we are on the verge of a very serious economic collapse. Now, listen to me very closely. We've already collapsed. Again, the only reason why you cannot see this collapse is because we have a thing called a printing press. When you can get Ben Shalom Bernanke talking about he's going to buy $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities a month until necessary, what you're doing is look at a complete, total takeover by the central banks or the bankers, which that makes this a very fascist and communist system. Just by the definition of having a central bank makes us a communist fascist state. And I'm not going to go into all that because most people, I know you're not concerned about history and you don't care about all this stuff. We will talk about stuff that is currently, though, here just for a second. Now, we got Bashar al-Assad, the Assyrian president, and you're getting a lot of smoke and mirrors from the mainstream news media. Many of you don't even understand exactly what's going on because you don't care. I mean, after all, as long as the Dallas Cowboys beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, what concern is it of you? As long as the LA Lakers win another basketball NBA championship, what good is you? Because it's your team. Even though you don't own any stocks, any dividends, and you get no shares, no nothing, you don't get anything from what you call your team. That team out there, all these football figureheads and all these sports figures and stuff, here you are a fan. And you have to understand, it's just like this. It's very important for them, and they are trained to keep good public relations. Now, I cut on www.nfl.com, and I'm watching a lot of these football players actually telling the fans that you can go stick it where you know where. And you better believe that a lot of them are going to be called on the carpet because it's you, the fans, that pay their paychecks. Now, y'all listen to me. And when they start to attack the fans, and start to attack the sports media stuff, they're jeopardizing the bottom line of the owners of those teams. So it's in their best interest, no matter how bad you dishonor them, no matter how bad you degrade them, it's in their best interest for customer service purposes alone to not speak against you fans. And that is the truth, and that's the true straight way. Because them owners are not about to have anybody, I don't care if you're a superstar or not, messing up their bottom line because it's all about the money. The deceptive part about it is you keep calling it your team. What benefit do you get from it except paying into this? Putting money in a bag with holes. What benefit you get from it? Anyway, well, nevertheless, back to it. We have Syria and Iran posturing greatly against the West and anybody who the West has influenced. Now, let's just cut to the chase and let's get to the nitty-gritty. What you're not being told in the mainstream news media, which you can't expect it anyway, and what you're not being told by anyone, the powers that be, is that this thing has to do with money. You see, the West and the European countries, they're all making their move along with China. See, China's done made their move into the Congo. China's done made their move into Africa to gain all the resources and stuff. And there's a big move. There's a big move going on. And that's why you've seen all these other European countries aligned with Israel and the United States of America because, hey, we're going to make a power move here. And this is all about money. Omar Gaddafi, hey, that man got assassinated because he wanted to get off the petrodollar. That period, bottom line, point blank. What he was doing was getting some other African nations together. And they were developing their own union and their own coalition. And what they was doing, they were making an agreement that they were no longer trading petrodollars, but their currency, or like, if I can use that for lack of better terms to use at this particular moment, or what we call money, that money was going to be defined and backed up by gold, or i.e. silver. China has just got finished telling all their people, stack all the silver you can. And their central bank just got finished stacking. Hey, you know what they're doing? They want 777 tons of silver. I keep telling y'all, I'm a little old now, but you generation that's coming after me, And your children, have your children to start learning how to speak Mandarin. Did y'all hear me? Did you hear what I said? Have your children to start learning how to speak Mandarin. You see, most people say, well, Pastor Dow, how can you say all this stuff? Because I keep telling you I'm a student of history. And that's one thing about history. History has this uncanny ability to be able to repeat itself again and again and again and again. Now, if you don't know history, then you're stuck in what is called a normacy bias. You have not even a clue to what's getting ready to take place. You can't even begin to look around the corner if you don't know history, because history, even though it is our window to the past, it is also, it gives us a clear-cut vision to be able to peer out into the future and tell you what's getting ready to take place. You know why? Because humanity is not too complex. I don't care if we was born thousands of years ago or today, we still all think the same, our thoughts are the same. No matter your culture, your heritage, your nationality, we're challenged by some things. Some people have determined in their heart that they're going to be just and honorable. And some people have determined in their heart that they're going to be unjust and dishonorable. Some people have determined in their heart that they're going to be righteous. Some people have determined in their heart they're going to be wicked, and they're going to step on and use and abuse everybody in their path for their own self-worth and personal gain. People have made them decisions. I mean, after all, they're living, they're breathing. They have a right to make that decision. And no matter what, if we don't get this thing right, and what I mean by getting it right, and I'm going to say it again, I said it once, I've been saying it 1,000 times. You had better learn how to build close relationships, because your family is some of the worst people that you can trust with what's coming down the pipe. See, you have to understand, your family have a mindset of an entitlement. They have an entitlement mindset. They think that simply because you exist, that they can run over you, step on you, use you, abuse you, use your resources, abuse your resources, talk to you any way they want, and do whatever they want, anytime they want, simply because they're family. And most people don't know how to cope with a situation like that. But if you get a friend that sticks closer than a brother, stick closer than a brother. And a friend that will love at all times, hey, you got a good blueprint and a solution to a long-lasting, healthy relationship. But I can tell you right now, Syria is not guilty in this. They're what the powers that be are doing, they're trying to force Syria to comply into what they call democracy, and Syria keeps saying, nope, 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 so the world demonizes them. Iran know what's going on. Russia know what's going on. China know what's going on. Have you ever noticed that the China's not buying our debt no more? We have declined so much to the point that as a country now we are buying our own debt. You tell me where that's going to go. I mean, after all, we already have high taxation without any representation whatsoever at all. I keep telling you people over and over and over again, you got politicians and you think that you have elected a president, but that president has already been selected by the powers that be. And when your politicians are getting paid more money by special interest groups and all these corporations out there, your little sorry taxpayer dollars are nothing but nickels and dimes in their deep pockets. That's it. They get insider trader secrets and they enrich themselves. The quickest way to become a millionaire in this country is become a politician. Because you better believe that lobbyists and special interest groups will be there to line your pocket as long as you sign your name on a dotted line and pass the bill that I want through that's going to help my corporation to gain more currency, more so-called quote-unquote money. Hey, we'll keep you in office for a very long time. Oh, man. What a scheme, huh? What a scheme. Not wide open, not wide shut. The power and the influence of that power is in knowledge and having understanding, so that way you know what to do when things go awry and things go bad. You just heard the truth, and that is the truth straight away. Dirty Bread Edition, right in your heart, in your face, right here, on the straight white truth. Somebody say, You should do that sometime when people tell you the truth rather than sitting up looking like some Jekyll and Badger and getting all mad because people are telling you the truth. When people tell you the truth, they're actually helping, giving you direction. Otherwise, you never would have. You know, unless a leader stands up and stimulates thought, how else would thought be stimulated? Everybody's not going to be active. Most people are going to take a passive posture and position in this, no matter what the truth that you put up, and no matter what amount of evidence that you mount up. Just the way people are. In this country, 90% of the people are going to perish because they believe that truth is defined simply because they exist and they don't have to use any other sources, not knowing that they've been manipulated, coerced, and controlled all this time themselves. Let me give you a couple of sources here. You know, JSNIP4 and myself have a social media network called freespeak.net. Freespeak.net. If you want to go over there and sign up, you can sign up. It's totally controlled by JSNIP4. And you don't have to worry about no government regulation, or the FBI and them peering in. If they want to peer in, they can do all that stuff. But as far as there's no information really to give up. But one thing about it, it's an alternative to Facebook, and you can get over there and communicate. You don't have to worry about them making jokes like they do in the news media, how that the FBI and the CIA uses Facebook more than anything, because most of you people ain't got no sense to not know how to use it as a tool. You got to blast all your business out there. You got to tell them everything that there is and stuff. And, you know, a lot of times while many of you think that I'm showing you a lot about the community or whatever I do, I show you what I want you to see. And that is the truth. And that's the truth. Straight way.